Hello and welcome to Everything Fear and the first episode of our new series, A Life in Horror. In this series, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 personal favourite horror films of every year I've been alive, starting today with 1978. So, 1978, the year I was born. At number 5, we have The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, directed by Philip Kaufman. Jack Finney's 1955 novel and the 1956 original film version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers are obviously a metaphor for the fear of communism and its insidious brainwashing ways in American culture. The 1978 remake, however, sees America having gone through the sexual and cultural revolution of the 1960s. It's gone through the Vietnam War, a president breaking the law and being impeached. This is a very different America to the one from the 1950s. The beautifully shot and dark tone of this film serves as a metaphor for a freethinker's fear of being subsumed by societal norms and authority. On top of that, it's a genuinely eerie film with some amazing scenes, and that shot of Donald Sutherland is still terrifying to this day. Number 4, I Spit on Your Grave, directed by Miyazaki. This film is often vilified. Here in the UK, it was for a long time banned as a result of the video nasty furore. The story of a sophisticated young female author who moves to the country to work on her next book and is then brutally raped by a group of locals and then gets her revenge on them. The film is a very powerful film. Rape revenge films are often criticised for exploiting sexual assault, which with some movies is certainly true. However, I Spit on Your Grave shows the brutality of the attack on this young woman and her revenge. It spends equal time on each. The film, for me, fits best in with another subgenre from that period, which is less about rape revenge and it's more about rural revenge on the city. It's the culture clash between country and city folk. In this, it takes a sexual and brutal form, but that I think is the central idea here. It's an idea that can be seen in other films of the time, such as Deliverance and Hills Have Eyes. Number 3, Damien, The Omen 2, directed by Don Taylor. The sequel to Richard Donner's famous The Omen, this film follows the devil's child who is now 13 and living with his aunt and uncle. Damien doesn't know who or what he really is at the beginning of this film. After being sent to a military academy, his true nature is revealed to him. And the film really does a good job of dealing with how a 13-year-old boy, who at the time thought he was good, would deal with receiving the knowledge that he is actually the Antichrist. We see a young loving boy basically coming to terms with the fact that he is the human embodiment of evil. Personally, this is my favourite film in the Omen series. I like that emotional story of a good child finding out that he is the Antichrist and rejecting it, but gradually being goaded into accepting his power and his destiny. Number 2, Dawn of the Dead. It had been 10 years since George A. Romero had basically invented the modern zombie movie with Night of the Living Dead when he released Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead, with its low budget and its political message had revolutionised independent cinema in America. With Dawn of the Dead, Romero wanted to carry on with this trend. The film serves as an allegory of consumerism and capitalism in America. We are the zombies. We are the ones shuffling around the mall, not really sure what we're doing. It's a wonderful horror movie, full of great special effects by Tom Savini, and probably my favourite out of Romero's zombie movies. Number 1, of course, 1978, it had to be Halloween. Though it's often said that Psycho is the granddaddy of all slasher movies, it's fair to say that Halloween is their daddy. With its expertly crafted tension, its anonymous killer, and its relatable victims, Carpenter really did create the framework for the entire subgenre of the slasher movie. From its technically brilliant and shocking opening to its mysterious ending, the film is a taut, tense trip into pure cinematic horror. Well, I hope you enjoyed my list. And if you agree that these are the best films of 1978, please let me know. If you can think of anything from 1978 that you think should have been in the top 5, let me know in the comments. If you could like, subscribe, and tickle that bell notification, that'd be great. Until next time, stay scared.